and I'm going to be releasing it to you guys the day after my YouTube anniversary. YouTube birthday, whatever you want to call it. Anyway. I wanted to introduce myself, welcome you to my channel. My name is Maridith, and I really enjoy costuming, history, just general geekery. That's kind of my thing. And if you have found this channel, welcome, and I hope that you enjoy your little stay with us. Typically speaking, I don't do like YouTube tips and tricks, and that's not even really what this video is about. What we're more focused on today is, so it's my YouTube birthday. Happy birthday! I want to thank all 195 of you that have subscribed as of today. I hope you're enjoying the content I'm releasing, and just kind of wanted to share some of the things I have learned about my craft, my experiences. So I just wanted to kind of pull the curtain back and give you guys a chance to kind of get some idea of what it's like to be on this side of the screen. Because it's way different, I've learned, than sitting on the website and just watching everybody else make things. So grab your cup of tea. I have a black caramel from my local grocery store, and let's kind of do some chats. If you're sad that you're not seeing the normal costuming content, there's going to be some tie-ins with this video, but I promise the next one you're going to have all sorts of really fun stuff to watch. So let's get to it. I'm assuming all of you that are watching this at the time of release are pretty aware of what's going on in the world right now with the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic, and that we are a solid year into this right now. And I started my YouTube channel sort of towards the beginning of the pandemic. It's about a month after we were starting to get some serious concerns here in the Colorado area. And it really started as a way for me to try and help communicate some of the techniques and finishings that my friends were wanting to explore with some 16th century Venetian dresses. That's why my first two videos are released on the same day, and they're about cartridge pleating. So it was really just easier, since I couldn't be in the room to show them, to kind of explain what we were looking at, why, and then do a demonstration of it as best as I could with my video skills. Zoom was still something that was super new. I kind of knew how to make videos on my smartphone, and thus the YouTube channel was born. A year later, we've been having, I hope we're having a lot of fun. I'm having fun sharing project diaries, dress diaries, and what I've learned is that I actually enjoyed this medium for sharing my content, my experiments, my sewing, compared to back when I was actively and consistently keeping up with a blog. I will probably still post some stuff to my blog, but if you look at year over posts over there compared to over here, I'm clearly way more committed to keeping this up. And it's more fun. Let's talk about the benefits of running a YouTube channel. Even if it's not 1 million subscribers or whatever it is, or even, I'm sure a lot of you, if you've ever done sports, if you have friends, family, etc. that have done sports, you're familiar with the concept of having someone tape what you're doing and then watching those tapes back to try and get some more exposure, understanding of what you're doing, and learn from those sorts of techniques that learn from watching yourself and play back. You know, that technique also works with sewing, and I didn't expect it when I started this channel. It was sort of a side benefit that I'm really happy I found. About early February, I finally found a closed metal thimble that I really enjoyed. It fit right. It was just good and perfect for me. And believe it or not, before this channel was a thing, I almost never used a thimble. I had a thimble ring I would use periodically, but I wasn't as consistent as I should be. And one of my goals out of the pandemic was to try and figure out how to use those better. And spending about 3 hours editing all of these videos, sometimes more, a couple times a little bit less, means I get to see exactly what I'm doing, and sometimes I need to tweak how I'm holding it. It being the fabric or the garment. Sometimes it's, oh, you're not waxing your thread consistently, or you're over waxing your threads, so it's pulling through weird. Just those sorts of little details that if you're down in the moment, you're not going to notice. And especially because I didn't have my teacher right here with me, or any of my mentors right here with me sewing every night like I tend to do, or beforehand I would be sewing with somebody at least once a week, and they could ask me those questions, and if not, kind of try and coach myself. So doing these videos really helped me improve my own technique in a time when I could have easily gone the other way and had a massive fall off in my skills and techniques, and then had to crawl back out of it on the other side of the pandemic. Believe it or not, this has also been a huge teaching tool for me. I kind of decided video editing tended to be a skill I never thought I'd be able to do. And everybody at the beginning of the pandemic has been picking up, I want to learn this new skill, I want to do that, I'm going to learn a foreign language. Some people did, some didn't. Mine was, I wanted to at least get some basic ideas on how to do some basic video editing. Not only because I wanted to make videos about doing my costuming, history, any of that sort of thing, but also it's a marketable skill for me in a professional capacity. It's a great tool for teaching, making videos, and being able to do that. That's, I believe, why a lot of you are on YouTube, right? To be entertained or to learn. Sometimes just passive background noise, I get that too. But if you're not contributing to it, then, or if we're not contributing to your life, you wouldn't be on our channels watching us. And I want to be able to take that as a marketable skill forward in my life. Another benefit, which really should have been the biggest benefit, is it's been fighting pandemic fatigue and burnout for me. Being able to share what I'm working on and share my geekery and excitement over it with all of you, and be able to consistently do that going forward, has been everything right now. I'm super introverted. If you guys ever meet me in person at an event, or you recognize me, if I am caught off guard when you come up to say hi, trust me, that's not you, that's just me being introverted. And this means I get to share that joy and that geek, but through a filter where I can also put it down and walk away if I have had a really rough day at work. If you're not able to go out and share and do some of that more in-person interaction, I think this is a really good way to sort of try to make those connections. I do enjoy seeing my people in person. I love getting to geek out about all the things. My friends weaving, when another one of my friends did their first really good set of finishings on a pair of pants. When they weren't wearing them, like the next day, I got to see their finishings and geek out over their stitches and how perfect they were. Those things still bring me so much joy, but when I can't do that, this is bringing me a lot of joy. And getting to share with even a broader audience in that regard is also really, really inspiring. So thank you guys for the gift of watching and letting me share this with you. I want to make sure you guys are aware that not everything about doing this is roses and sunshine and just happy, positive, whatever. There are some things that you need to be aware of when you start going into a channel, and I'd heard a few of them. Some of them I experienced on my own. So number one, everybody's gonna tell you this if you're starting a channel, and it's because this is almost a lot more personal, at least for me. Being able to talk to you guys through the computer is way more personal than just writing up a paper and posting it on the internet. So you're going to be your own worst critic, and you're going to analyze everything. Don't compare yourself to everybody, though I know you're going to. And it's okay to not be perfect. Not every video that I've posted is perfect, but I don't want to let perfect be the enemy of done to some extent. If I sat here and nitpicked and edited and kept trying for all eternity on one of these videos, you would have something amazing to watch. And I would also almost never produce a video because I would be so paralyzed with my search to make this perfect for everybody. So accept the journey and know that each video is going to get better with practice. You might plateau and then they're going to keep getting better. Just keep going. So if you watched Noelle on Costuming Drama, she had a phrase that really spoke to me through most of the pandemic. And that phrase was compassionate deadlines. The idea being you really need to be kind to yourself and be realistic in setting goals, expectations, and the like. What that meant for me was having to take stock. Hey, do I really need to have XYZ done by Thursday? Or is it okay to, rather than stress myself out over something that's a fun hobby for me, take an extra couple days and make it right? So be good to yourselves and know that a lot of us will have something that's wearable for an event. But we're going to continue to improve that kit as we keep growing as artists. So what newbie video would be complete without talking about trolls, right? There's a mystical creature on the internet, and it is called a internet troll. And these internet trolls only get joy in their lives from taking yours. Whether that's trying to get into your head and messing with you in your comments, snarking, whatever. I haven't had to deal with too many of those on the internet. I've dealt with more of them in person. And a little bit of this was pre-pandemic. Some of it's been during pandemic. And I just want you guys to know that the person you don't know on the internet, you don't owe them that. You don't automatically give them free space for rent in your head about whatever it is that they're going on about. You get to choose what you want to focus on, whether it's your content, your editing style, whatever that ends up being. And that's not to take away from the value of feedback. I do a lot of training and coaching at work about the value of feedback, and it's the work culture I have. I firmly believe that feedback is really good, but it's always valuable and it's usually sought out. So my coworkers and I are seeking out feedback, and it's a little tweak on something we could do. And we know that that's our expectation. On the internet, not everybody's looking for feedback. Sometimes we just want to share the pretty thing, and everybody's going to go, "Ooh, look, it's pretty." So yeah, if you catch yourself in that sort of a role, I guess, on the internet, maybe think about the context in which you're trying to leave that feedback. Because if you keep pushing it, you end up becoming that nightmarish fairy tale troll of the internet. And I don't think any of us really want that. I don't think anyone trying to help people or give some insight means to come off that way, but sometimes you do. So something to be mindful of. A big thing I've seen is ask permission. Hey, would you mind if I share some thoughts? That sort of thing. So just an idea. A couple final thoughts. I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to have sort of a shorter video this week because it is just me talking at you. One thing I want you guys to think of is do what brings you joy. We are almost out of the other side of the pandemic. Some people may keep doing videos on YouTube. Other people, it might just be how you dealt with the pandemic. Both are valid. Do what makes you happy, what brings you joy. For me, this has brought me joy. I've had a lot of fun getting to meet other people in this community, sharing this online community through YouTube with my other communities and cross-pollinating with ideas, and it's just amazing. But if it doesn't bring you joy, then that's okay too. Not everybody has to like the same things. So another thought I had for you was just a general thank you. I wanted to take a moment to thank Courtney over at Opus L&I. I have them all written down. Daisy, Victoria, Amber over at DSA Threads, Samantha at the Couture Courtesan, my family, some of my dear friends who I know are watching these videos, and if they're not watching my videos, that they've been there to kind of help me get out of my own headspace throughout the year, to keep trying to make things and keep pushing through that burnout that I know a lot of people were experiencing with the pandemic. So thank you all for your support and your advice, all of that good stuff. In the meantime, I am done. I will give you all back the rest of your day. And if you thought this video was awesome, or at least insightful, helpful on some level, go ahead and boop that like button. I would love to know if it's impacted you in some way. You can also click that subscribe if you want to see more of my content. I don't normally do like talking head chat videos about YouTube. Most of my stuff's about costuming, but I would love to have you guys along for the ride. And if you click the notification bell, I believe that's going to help you hear about what we're doing. Anyway, have a great day, and I will see you on the other side of the pandemic, or in a couple weeks with another video, which I swear is actually sewing and really fun stuff in that regard. Bye guys. You're in YouTube. Maybe I need to do this without the glasses. I can do this without the glasses. Let's try it. Hello, everybody. But if it doesn't bring you joy, then that's okay too. Not everybody has to like the same things. And to that end, I'm going to say fuck the haters. And anybody who's going to try to make you just feel small and insignificant about what does bring you joy.